TIFU by half-assing the burial of my daughter's dead hamster. So about a year ago we got a hamster for my 9-year-old daughter because she had been begging the wife and I for weeks and she had proven herself mature enough to own one. So we drove to our local pet store and bought her a hamster. She loved it and would play with it every day for like 2 months. She would even feed it and take care of it. Us parents didn't really have to do much, which was a very pleasant surprise. That was, of course, until about 2 months of the hamster, and then my daughter got a bit bored of it. She still loved it, but I was the one who ended up feeding it. So naturally, when it sadly passed away 2 weeks ago, I wasn't exactly distraught. My daughter, however, was. But of course I felt terrible for her and was willing to do whatever she wanted in remembrance of the hamster. Her idea was to bury it in our yard, which I had no problem with. We laid the hamster in a shoebox under a tissue and said our last goodbyes. At this point in the story, it is important for me to inform you that I have a dog. But, as I was digging this hamster's grave, the dog did not cross my mind. I dug a hole a little over a foot deep, packed the dirt back on, and my daughter put a wooden cross over it as a tombstone, and we walked back inside. Fast forward 2 days and my daughter didn't seem. That was until the very next day. I was cooking dinner and happened to notice out of my kitchen window that my dog is aggressively digging in our yard, right where the hamster was. To say that my heart sunk would be an understatement. Obviously I knew exactly what was going on, but I didn't want to make it obvious because I figured it would be best for everyone if I just went outside, yelled at the dog, fixed the grave, and no one ever knew. So that was what I attempted to do, but my daughter's curiosity got the best of her and she looked out of the window. So I'm yelling at the dog and assessing the damage as my daughter and wife come running out the door towards me. Now, thank God, I don't believe that the hamster was harmed, but there was a hole in the box, so I'm not sure. As swiftly as possible, I kicked some dirt onto the box nonchalantly so that it covered up the hole before my family saw it. My daughter was bawling. "Honey, look, he didn't even reach the box, the hamster is fine," I tried to say in the most reassuring voice possible. But she did not care. Nothing was going to cheer her up in this moment. That's when the idea that should have struck me the day prior finally struck me. My dog has a shock collar invisible fence that prohibits him from going in the woods. I suggested that we bury the hamster in the woods instead so that this wouldn't happen again, and I also said something along the lines of "that's where the hamster would rather be buried anyways, don't you think?" Fortunately, this seemed to cheer her up a bit as she agreed quickly. So that's what we did, the whole process over again, this time in the woods. And it's been a few days and the grave is still intact and everyone is happy. But nonetheless, I feel like a horrible father, so I could use some reassurance. TLDR, our daughter's hamster died. I buried it shallow in the middle of the yard and my dog dug it back up, causing my daughter to be even more hysterically sad during a time that was already hard for her.
If you liked this video, make sure you hit the like button and comment down below your thoughts. Also don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos like this.